Dream Scenario is directed by Kristoffer Borgli and stars the one and only Nicolas Cage in his first movie with A24. The film is about a hapless family man who finds his life turned upside down when millions of strangers suddenly start seeing him in their dreams. But when his nighttime appearances take a nightmarish turn, Paul is forced to navigate his newfound stardom. The best way that I can describe Dream Scenario to you is that it would be the absolute perfect double feature with Charlie Kaufman's adaptation. It almost feels like it's a sequel to that movie in some strange universe. So if you love Spike Jonze's great film like I do, you're probably going to really like Dream Scenario. Nicolas Cage has always been one of my favorite actors. I think he goes for it in every single role he's ever taken. He's been honest about how he had to take some roles that he might not have taken in the past to help out with some things in his personal life, but even in those films, he tried his best, he gave it his all, he never phoned it in. And he really does seem like a fearless performer in that he tries very outlandish things that somehow land. I don't know how he does it, but here in Dream Scenario, he gives one of his best performances in years. I think he is absolutely fantastic here. There are a few scenes where he's absolutely side-splitting, extremely hilarious. But the movie is listed on IMDb as a comedy horror, and I wouldn't take that too literally like his earlier film Renfield this year that is absolutely a horror comedy. This movie is an A24 horror comedy, and so it's going to feel a little bit more like Beau is Afraid. There are very darker scenes here that really explore the depths of this man's mind. He clearly wants to feel stardom. He likes the idea of feeling as if he is famous. He's suddenly getting attention when he was completely listless before this. He has no idea why so many people are seeing him in their dreams, but the thing that bothers him the most is not this curious phenomena. It's that in their dreams, something terrible is always happening to them, and yet he stands there doing nothing. And so he begins to feel self-conscious about the fact that he's not helping out in their dreams. But the film pivots away from some of that comedy very successfully, I think, into a much darker aspect when they start to have nightmares about him, and suddenly nobody wants to be around him anymore. And he's like, I didn't do anything. It's not my fault you guys are dreaming about me in this way. But everyone, including his students at the school that he teaches at, want nothing to do with him now. And it's this aspect of the film that could be attributed to a lot of different things, but more than likely it's the way we view celebrities online or people we don't know that we read about, and we attribute feelings or emotions to them that they might not have simply because we're imagining it, and we allow that to manipulate our perception of them. A lot of film critics have analyzed that to be about so-called cancel culture, but I think it goes much further than that, because we've had opinions about celebrities for years, way before social media, way before the internet. You would go to a supermarket, and what would you see next to the cash register? A bunch of tabloids filled with nonsense. In fact, you still see that today. So I think the implications of the story go far beyond the internet age and all the way into gossip in general, how we talk about other people when we don't really know the full story. What's so great though is that the movie finds ways to make these points so hilarious and so weird and outlandish that you're not left feeling that bad about it, even though some parts of the movie can get rather distressing. For instance, there's a scene which I won't get into too much detail because I want you to experience it on your own, that is without a doubt one of the most awkward romantic encounters I've ever seen in a film, and I must have laughed for maybe 30 seconds straight. I could not contain myself. It was so surprising. I just did not expect what happens, because the movie sets up this sequence very well by establishing that it was dreamed and that it was a really good dream, if you know what I mean. And to see it play out the way it does really messes with the expectations you had going in. I really think this is one of Nicolas Cage's better performances, maybe even one of his best. I just think it's so incredibly strange, and I loved everything about it. I would love to see him get some awards consideration, but it's probably too weird for the Academy. But I think he's phenomenal in the movie, and I think the film itself is so special. If you get a chance to see this one in theaters, don't miss it. It's a very, very unique movie, and it's super bizarre, but I think it's worth it. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmannized.